All right, welcome back now. Thank you for staying tuned and, of course, for keeping in touch with us. For all of now, we call us from different parts of the world and, of course, from different parts of Nigeria too. Now we are back again because we've been there on break before, getting all the gist and the informations from our colleagues that were there on ground in Osun State. Now we are back again and we can tell you that the counting process don't complete already in Osun State, and most of the returning officers, the officers at the polling units now are on their way to Osogbo. But one thing we know for sure is that we shall connect with our colleagues who are on ground in Osun State to tell us if we shall get the final result from INEC today or it's going to be tomorrow, just as it happened in Ekiti State. This is Citizen Information Network, live coverage of the Osun State election. Today, September 22nd, and of course, it is September 22nd in Nigeria. Except today, another day for wherever you do in every part of the world. Okay, but before we link up with our colleagues now, may I just talk with my able analyst who don't deal with us since morning here, to be a bidder. So far, before we go, some of the results that we don't see from polling units, we don't see the PDP candidates win for your own polling unit. We don't even see results will come from the APC candidates win for your own polling unit too. SDP win for your own polling unit, and of course even the incumbent governor Ralph Aregbesola win for your own polling unit. Of course. Now so just they say that just they win for their. If we not figure a situation where a candidate, this big men go lose for their polling unit.
I tell you, I could be surprised if anything like that happen. I'm really surprised if any of them no win for their polling unit, because them work, all of them work for their home, and their own people to also come out for them, you know. And I know say right now for different people, workroom now, all of them go carry calculator. They try to put their own numbers together, even as when they wait for INEC to give us the final result according to how the law, you know, be. So, but what you would elected to expect now, say right now, which way forward, you know, for Osun State,
Yes.
you know, which way forward, because right now they know that definitely a governor will emerge
For the state.
in fact, between today and tomorrow,
we'll get a new governor.
A new
for
governor
Osun State.
in Osun State.
And of course, we go even go into the other matter we get to do with the revenue for the state. We will look at because what is more important to the people of Osun State is how their life will be better. They definitely want someone who will come in and change their life. But now we'll show you some clips from Iragbiji, how the people in Iragbiji town jubilated the results that was announced at polling unit. And we can tell you that this was at the polling unit of the APC candidate. Remember the candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Alhaji Gboyega Oyetola, is from Iragbiji, the headquarters of Borikwe local government in Osun State. And of course, this is a footage sent in by our correspondent Pando and Easy in Iragbiji, showing the people of Iragbiji celebrating the results announced at their polling unit. But we can tell you that is not the final result yet, because INEC will have to do their verification and everything at the final collation center, and then only INEC has the power and has the right to announce the winner of the election, because it is known that media houses cannot be present as it is now. Media houses are not present in all polling units. So media houses are not present in all polling units, and only INEC have the final results from all the polling units, the ward, and of course the local government area in the state. Let's just go back to that particular slide now as we analyze the image, what you have, the information you have on that slide, and that is the detail from the polling unit of the APC candidate, talking about Alhaji Gboyega Oyetola. He voted in Ward 1 and this the unit, the polling unit is polling unit 2. But in that polling unit 2, they have voting point 3, voting point A, B, C. Now the slide, what you have on screen is the result from polling unit 2A, that is polling unit 2, voting point A, where you have a total vote cast, which is a total of 203, and then valid vote 190, and invalid vote or void vote 13. Now, if you can see clearly, you see there that we have the vote for ADC is 1, and that of ADP is 9, APC is 128, PDP 45, and SDP 3. Now we have Ikechukwu on the line. Ikechukwu, good evening.
Yeah, Twitch, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, we are very fine, Ikechukwu. So, how Ile-Ife now?
Yeah, Ile-Ife has been wonderful. The election has come. It has gone as it is. And
okay,
the people of Ife, like I said earlier in the afternoon, the Nigerians have matured now as regard our approach to election and voting. Nigerians have matured. It was very peaceful, violent-free. Of course, one or two persons who want to misbehave, but with the presence of the security personnel, there were caution along the line. You understand? And as regard the question concerning whether there was provisions made for the less privileged or disabled people.
Yes,
I later also went personally to confirm from the polling officer of the polling unit where Omishore voted. Basically, that's a Moray ward, unit 003B. Moray. He said there wasn't such provision for them.
Okay. There is no.
He said there wasn't such provision for them. They didn't give them such a special ballot paper.
Oh, okay. Now, Ikechukwu, let's talk about the results from Omishore ward. So Omishore 1 is polling unit.
In Omishore's ward, his party SDP won with a landslide victory at his ward. It's rather his polling unit. His polling unit, basically.
His polling unit, not the ward now. His polling unit where he voted.
Is that what?
That is the polling unit where Omishore voted.
Yes, the polling unit where he voted. Actually, there are 2 polling points in that polling unit. His own point, which is point 2, 003B.
Yes.
Moray in St. Gabriel School, where he voted. His party won with a landslide victory. 178 votes,
yes,
as compared to the party that came second, which is FPC, which had 37 votes.
Is it 37 or 38 votes?
37 votes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, 37.
And PDP with how many votes?
PDP with 9 votes.
9 votes. And ADC and ADP?
I think, I can't remember critically now.
From what we have that you sent to us,
if you don't mind, let me just go closer to my other phone. I dropped it. I have to move away to where I can get network. Let me just.
Okay, but then let's just because we have it on the screen already. We received the message you sent to us. ADC had 2 votes.
It's exactly the way I sent it to you.
Yes, ADC had 2 votes, and ADP had just a little vote higher than ADC.
Yes, Accord had 1 vote. ACNP had 2. ADC had 2. ADP had 6, APC 38. Oh, sorry, APC is 38.
38, yeah.
Yeah, point of correction. You had corrected me earlier.
Yes.
I think I was oversight. Yes, APC had 38. PDP had 9. NNPP had 1. LVP had 178. And there were 3 void votes because of the printing was across the line, the border line between the boxes.
Okay, between the boxes.
The person printed across the line, so that was why it was void. It was breaching between 2 parties, the space for 2 parties. So those ones were had to be voided.
Okay, now, let's come to this. What was the reaction when the results was announced at Omishore's polling unit?
Of course, it was an exciting moment for the people of winning a localized victory. And this is what I mean by saying localized victory. Every candidate or every stakeholder has got control of his own community, his own town. You understand? That is what I've observed from what I have seen so far in a couple of units where I was able to take count of the sorting. Because the only place where I stood and made sure I followed the counting till the end was that very polling unit where Omishore voted. And this also be sure his performance in his own polling unit. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, but basically, we had to drive through Ilesha while we were coming back to Osogbo, because as we speak now, I'm in Osogbo presently, so that we can cover the announcement of results tomorrow. I just got to Osogbo like 5 minutes ago. I drove through Ilesha, and the same reaction. It was the party that the governor belongs to in a couple of places I went through that were happy and joyful based on the result they've seen so far. So I want to believe it's a localized victory from what I've been able to gather across. Every man winning his own community. But at the end of the day, I think the other areas will now determine the winner of the election so far. Basically, so far, so good as it is.
All right, Ikechukwu now. Now you are in Osogbo now.
Yes, I just got to Osogbo about 5 minutes ago.
So is INEC ready to give the announcement, announce the collated results today, or will it be tomorrow?
So INEC is... Hello, you said?
Yeah, will the collated results be announced today or tomorrow?
No, it can't be today, but it has to start early hours of tomorrow, if possible, maybe 3 a.m., 4 a.m. It depends on how soon the reporting officers, or returning officers rather, from the various local governments get the results across. But it wouldn't be long, because in Ekiti, from what we experienced, it was that overnight that almost all the materials arrived, and the result was announced at about 10 a.m. in the morning latest. So we expect such a speedy processing too in the case of this Osun that we have come to see.
Okay, no problem. So are you heading to your hotel room, or you are going to the INEC office? Is there really any activity at INEC office in Osogbo?
As we speak right now, not much activity right now, but there could be activities in about 2-3 hours time. Okay. So we'll just keep our breath, and of course our ears are on ground to get every necessary tip off to know when exactly the coalition is going to start. But as of yesterday, when we were at the INEC office for the press briefing ahead of the election, where Olusegun Agbaje, the resident electoral officer, was addressing us, he made us understand that the coalition will happen exactly at the same time, and that it was just only 2 persons per media that they're going to allow in, the reporter and his cameraman. So I think they are making preparation for that, because they said the space where the coalition will be done is not that big enough to accommodate everybody. So they're going to do just the reporter and his cameraman. So we'll see how good that goes. That's so far so good as we know concerning the final results declaration at the center there for INEC. But as it is now, we cannot ascertain, or personally I cannot ascertain if any result has arrived. Maybe for the ones in Ekiti already, in Osogbo already, probably those ones would have been at INEC office and awaiting the ones outside of Osogbo. You know, some distance, some places are as far as 2 hours from Osogbo, some are 1 hour, some are 10 minutes, some are 15, depending on how far they are from Osogbo here.
All right, Ikechukwu, no problem. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you again if we have to. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. I need to quickly grab a bottle of beer so I could just get myself sorted, yeah?
All right, go enjoy your bottle of Action Bitters, bro.
Thank you.
All right, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, all work, no play. Ikechukwu Ikechukwu, no, not Jack now. It makes Ikechukwu a dull boy.
A dull reporter.
A dull reporter. And thank God our reporter not drink on duty. All right.
I've done the work today. I need to just, because we don't drink and walk.
Yeah, you don't have
we
to
walk,
drink and
then
walk.
we drink.
Yes, we walk and drink. That's a new one. Not from Road Safety, not from INEC, but from Ikechukwu of CIA. Thank you very much, Ikechukwu.
All right, thank you.
All right. So, to be a bit there. Okay, do we have Dr. Squared online now? All right, but to be a bit there now, you don't hear everything. Simply means that the final collation result will not, collated result will not be announced today, and maybe might not even be possible to collate everything. But we know definitely that INEC will work overnight. So, but then again, when we come to the issue of Osun State, the internal, the revenue now, because one thing that is very important and very key in this election is that, in fact, every election to come, for every Nigerians, now how will it transform our life? How will it make things better? Because people get reasons why they need to, they rather like what is going on by one administration and won't continue in that line. Some people not like what they go on by the administration and won't change. But one thing they say, everybody want better life, for sure. So, so maybe we just look at. Okay, we get Dr. Squared now. Dr. Squared, hello. Yeah, Dr. Squared. Now, they follow you talk. Hello, Dr. Squared. All right, I think Dr. Squared is not ready for us. We'll come back to Dr. Squared. Maybe we just look at this now. Because if we look at the data where they are available, released by Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, it shows Osun State internally generated revenue grew since 2010, where the government of Rauf Aregbesola take over the state.
Well, according to that, it grew, but at 2012, they get some small decline, and later on it pick up, you know. And then with that, we still get some small breaks along the line, usually after the last election, where they have cases of salary issues, not paying salary for months and all that, you know. But we know now in our usual style, before election,
the money will come out now.
Money will come out before election. From nowhere, it could just appear. So now, and I feel say, you know, they don't try offset a lot of their, you know, their debts over time before the election, you know. So, but then, looking at Osun State,
yes.
Now Osun people now say at this point now, it just be like say, game don't end, you know, so to say. Now from Monday now way forward. Monday now another journey for another 4 years. Now the Osun State people go face. So the next thing we did their head now and say, who is that man we go help them take them to the next level? Who will be that man we go bring economic stability to them? Who will be that man we go give them, you know, a breath of relief, you know, for their daily well-being for inside Osun State. And one thing I want to say is, whoever come on that stage, making try as much as possible to recognize the, you know, the how best if he harness the economic situation for inside Osun State. Osun for waiting we don't find out for inside Osun State. Osun State people are farmers. They are energetic. All the time when I do go Osun State people don't be people will get issues. They don't get wala. There's no tense. You know, so it means say they fit them. They get the ability to follow. So now leader we know road. Go lead them. When it's right road, make it not take them go corner. So if I want to talk further, from my little findings when I get, I know say Osun share border lines with great other very good economic, you know, states with around them. Like you do from the far north, you can say Kwara State, you know, they close to them. Kwara State share boundary with them from the north side. From the east side, they get Ekiti State. From the southern side, they get Ogun State. Then from the west side, they get Oyo State. Now all these states are rich, you know, and economic states. Yeah, they get Ondo State too. Looking at the Ondo State too, they are around them, and they also get one festival where everybody know. Osun Osogbo Festival, and Osun Osogbo Festival they open Osun State to the international community, you know, especially countries where we say get Yoruba speaking communities for inside the country. When you look at Brazil, Trinidad and Tobago, Cuba. You look at Cuba, you look at Granada, you look at some other countries then for inside America, you know, the American continent, you know. So I feel whoever will come in as governor, make it try.
So at least work
on all of these opportunities there around them to build, you know, to open Osun State up to the world. You know, when I also go to Osun State the last time when I don't visit Osun State this period, I no go lie that I know they really impressed, and I know they, you know, so because Osun State people then get everything way fit open them up like Lagos State, you know, for the Southwest here. Because if you want to look at, you know, all the states for Lagos, for Southwest, you go look and say, okay, maybe in Lagos State don't they very exposed, but we can also rule out the fact say Lagos State to one time na federal capital, maybe all of those things play over time. But I feel say with the way things be now, you know, and with the way we then take the geographical local, they good for a leader we know what thing to do, to see how you could take harness all the opportunities there around them to build the economy in Osun State and to give a better life for the Osun State people. Yeah,
talking about better life, don't forget, say yourself here, be part of this broadcast. Just call us on the number we did for your screen, and of course, you feel also send us messages too for Twitter, for Instagram, and for Facebook, and of course, comment on this live broadcast on YouTube at CIN Nigeria, and of course on our website www.cinnigeria.com. If you just call us and make we hear wait from you what you really think about this. Well, one other key thing angle aside tourism that the state can really harness is agriculture again.
Yes, agriculture.
You know, agriculture is one, and this really came out during the governorship debate, and the candidates they spoke about this. They talked about the fact that there is really need to develop the agricultural potential of the state so as to boost the internally generated revenue. Because as it is now, even one other big issue that we'll have to talk about maybe later on will be the issue of debt. But now we have another of our correspondents online. Hello, Dr. Square. Yeah, Dr. Square, you don't reach Oshogbo now?
I'm on my way to Oshogbo at the moment.
Oh, okay. So, just before you leave Ede then, you'll be tell us about the result from Senator Adeleke polling unit now. But yes. Then they will just every polling unit now and every ward for Ede North and Ede South local government. I didn't get that clearly. For every polling unit and every polling unit under Ede North and Ede South local government, the INEC people don't move. Everybody don't move to Oshogbo now, abi? Or still get some places where some delays they happen.
All the polling, everybody is at the local government secretariat now. All the results from the polling units have been declared.
Okay.
And with the state of things now for Ede South and Ede North now, PDP they lead for Ede South and Ede North now.
Oh, okay. But then we get any information from INEC, because we did not follow Ikechukwu talk already before. I think they let us know say now like the same thing will happen for Ekiti, where the declaration of the results go delay to the next day, tomorrow. So now tomorrow will they look out to get a final result from INEC?
Now tomorrow, because even at the local government level now, they will sort the result from the polling unit at the moment now. As of the last time, this evening, this about 5 minutes ago, where I come up for inside the premises, now everybody they move from their polling unit go to the local government secretariat. So now from there, they don't start soon, they don't declare result from each local government. Now they will come move everything to Oshogbo for declaration at the state level.
Oh, all right. So that means INEC go work for the whole of today to 19 to tomorrow morning.
Yeah, to tomorrow.
And of course, okay, we will hear you.
So, but if I want to general assessment, apart from in the morning, I was saying that there was a massive turnout, but I think at some point it's quite balanced. And some media have about 230 something, we only record about 100 plus votes, and it's like that. So, the highest way we record at the end of the whole voting process is is about less than 50% for this area.
Okay. Well, that means say, say at some point, some of the crowd will come not fit vote or waiting really happen because the report that when we get before now, they say people really come out well.
Yes, you know, say in that morning, some like the point that has about 630 something potential voters. If you see a crowd of about 100, you're going to feel like there was a massive turnout.
Okay. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you now discover that the turnout does not correspond with the actual potential voters, you feel like actually there is a low turnout of the whole process.
Oh, okay. What do you think say they responsible for this low turnout?
I talked with the people and with the presiding officer, and though the presiding officer did not have a ready-made answer to the observation as the drivers could have led to that. But the people, I felt like the major challenge is that they're disappointed in government and they're not ready to participate in anything which has to do with government. So they just feel like anybody that enters is good. So that's just the major challenge I can say for now.
Okay, but we know again, say of the over 1.6 million registered voters.
I think that question clearly, please.
Yes. Dr. Spud, we have to come back to you later on. Thank you very much. Let's come back to you now. Because INEC announced that over 1.2 million PVCs were collected. And of course, that is out of a total of just a little above 1.6 million registered voters. Now, with this way they call, say na a situation of say people just go collect their PVC and maybe they not just won't come out. Say because some people they think say the PVC is another form of ID card.
Okay, well,
since they never get national ID card, they just get that one.
Well, so many things they play, get to play. But one key thing when I know say the paramount for all of these things, so people's attitude to turn out, and I say people don't lose confidence in our government. Whether we like them or not, people don't lose confidence in our government. Now people they try to build that confidence back. You understand? And also a big gap being there between the informed and the less informed or the uninformed. You understand? And plenty of the informed before no they interested because they know a lot of things. We make them they feel say them because then they fully informed. But now some of the people where they informed to also see and say if they know they involved in the process.
There's no way they really change.
There's no way they can change the process because if you change person house from outside, you go only they talk, you only they speculate. Now until when you enter inside, now you go know how the thing take be way because okay, you could solve this thing like this. If you outside the system and they try to control things when they inside the system, you have to be part of the system to actually get facts to effect any change inside. So now I think say that bridge don't detain now because before whether you like it or not, real Nigeria take be like I don't know if the type people say for elections, the real Nigerians. Not the ones who they tweet out.
Yeah, no, very.
Not
very
the ones who they social media.
Social media.
Not people they analyze. The real Nigerians are the one where you feel to know they informed. And the so-called one where you go term as illiterate, so you go school. Now them, these politicians, they go meet to give them voters card to help to tell them how they still get their PVC. Help them to also secure their PVCs. We know these things. They go to the grassroots to teach. They help them to get their PVC so that those on that go vote. They will just vote without information because you're looking now this one now help me now, and I waiting me I don't tend to be embellezing my belly, then go make those vote you get.
I think. Okay, maybe we listen to the APC candidate Oyetola get to say after he votes. All right. For technical reason, that audio not really come out as we be expect. But that now, the APC candidates for the today's election for Osun State, Alhaji Boyega Oyetola, and they address the crowd there after the election. Though now, what they expected with that, but from all what we see for that video, he hold a peaceful in the camp, and but then again, maybe we come to talk about the issue of improving education for the states. We of course we don't be talk about that one. It is very important now to look at how they go to whoever becomes the next governor of the state. I go to really improve the education following the way WAEC ran the states. They are ranking for WAEC because 29th after out of 37 places, 36 states and the FCT. So what do you think say really go be the reforms and way candidates go fit do to feel really change this narrative? Because as it is already, they get building where this the incumbent administration they talk about and all the bots for performance very poor.
You know, well, but we're not going to see roll out say we need to also work on infrastructure. You understand? And one thing I feel say they need to do and say make them separate religion from their education.
Okay. All right. We've been one link up with the EU observer. That is the United Nations observer. We did the state to observe the election to hear from waiting really waiting you observe for the election today, but we'll try to link up with them again. Okay. Don't forget saying I still a citizen information network, and of course when we establish that connection again, then we'll talk with them. But you've been making a point.
Yes. Like I said before, say we know say the last governor tried to put some infrastructural things in place in terms of education, but it can never be.
It's still with the incumbent though.
Incumbent, okay, yes.
Well,
you know, but it's still never. We know say it's still never there enough. You understand? You know, at least when I go, at least there when I go, and then I try to reach some pre-system for Oshogbo. The schools there when I see, one particular one I see, like I tell you before, both the students and cows, 9 days, the school together, the school no defense, and just like 3 buildings inside the school and primary school, and then one guy with the train cows every day there, you know, with the student them for inside the school there, you know, and I felt really disappointed. The thing really touched me when I say, come on, which kind of situation be this? So I think for in terms of infrastructure, they need to also still work more because you say Oshogbo na, I mean Osun State na inland town, yes. Inland places, you know, so most of their communities and they far apart. So the government need to really do work, you know, concerning their roads too. They need to also do work on road network, and the situation of their road not really did good, you know, connecting these schools. And then apart from that too, one major problem we really have, we even make them even go court before. Now say they attach religion so much to the education. So I think religion make them try as much as possible. Whoever is coming in, make a try as much as possible to separate religion from, you know, from the education. Education are one thing, religion on that thing. Make them try as much as possible to create that bridge between the two.
Okay. All right. You're still watching our Citizen Information Network, live coverage of the Osun State governorship election 2018. And of course, the election is so important because, as identified in so many quarters, this is the major litmus test for INEC to really ascertain their preparedness for the 2019 general elections come February the 16th and March the 2nd. And of course, that is going to be a very. They were there, and in fact, as from 8 o'clock, accreditation and voting started simultaneously. Now let's look at. There's no way we can compare Osun State to Rivers State, Bayelsa, or Delta, or Akwa Ibom in terms of terrain, or even across Rivers State and some other part like Borno and the rest. So, are we likely to see INEC staff be this punctual come 2019 election?
Well, we won't believe say both from Ekiti down to Osun, they don't learn some things.
Yes.
But like you also rightly say that these places, they no go use them take compare. Especially place like Bayelsa where you need to enter boat, they cross go some islands, and you need to also go on water to go on island, go some islands and some other places. Them. So INEC need to also now look at the kind of effort they put for enter these two states. Maybe same effort, they will need to do more for some other states. Them. And I want to believe, say, over time, then go also try as much as possible to bridge all those gaps there.
All right. Now we get Pando from Iragbiji. Pando, hi Iragbiji.
Yeah. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening, Pando. Hi Iragbiji now.
Iragbiji, they calm and very cool. As they hear, very very. Now bed where they fly, now we they here now. So that is Adi village.
Oh, okay, now that means every ward and polling unit around that area, everybody now we don't they still do the local government secretariat now. They are returning officers or they don't move to Osun.
Yes, I followed them to the what's it called? The local government what's it called now? Office where they came to submit most of the their results collated in all the local governments under Buripe. You understand? And that's where they will transfer finally to the state, to Osun State Electoral Office. That's an INEC office in Osun State capital, which is Osogbo. So as immediately they submit, I left them there. But the information I gathered by tomorrow, everything will be moved will be transmitted to them there.
Okay, Pando. So by tomorrow, or in fact, by tomorrow or later by tonight, all the returning officers will don't gather for Osogbo, Abi?
As when I left, they were waiting for others to come. So I guess when they complete, when all returning officers from all the local governments and polling booths in Buripe assembled there, then they will be able to do the final collation under Buripe local government and push it out and transmit it to the state local government.
Oh, okay.
Tonight, hopefully.
Oh, okay. So that means later on you will be going to Osogbo or you will remain in Iragbiji to capture the reactions by the time INEC finally declare the election results. Yes. I will go to Iragbiji, capture the reaction. Then also before then I will be at Osogbo. By the time INEC will be announcing the results. Oh, okay. So from what you sent to us from the polling unit of the APC candidate Alhaji Gboyega Oyetola,
yes.
He won from his polling unit.
Oh yes. In the particular polling unit where he voted have what's it called 3 units. But the same ward 1 unit 2A, 2B, 2C. But in particular, he voted. His particular unit is 2C, where the APC had about 123 votes, PDP 43 votes, SDP 2 votes, ADP 9 votes, ADC 1, PPA, AGA, APA, all 1 vote each, making a total vote of 200 and what's it called? 193. Sorry.
Oh, okay,
total
Pando,
vote.
you are talking about that is polling unit 2C.
2C now, not the total, not the combination of all.
Okay, yes, I understand. Yes, that is 2C. Yeah. That is voting point 2C. Where Oyetola voted. Where
the governorship candidate Gboyega Oyetola casted his vote earlier today.
Oh, okay. So then again, what is the results at the other point? That is 2B and 2A.
Okay, the result as polling unit 2A is 128 APC, PDP 45. SDP 3, ADP 9, ADC, LCP, DPP all 1, and APA 2.
Yeah, we are talking about 203,
valid votes 190 and void votes 13.
Okay, Pando, we are talking about 2A now and not 2C.
No, 2A, yes,
yeah,
2A. 2A.
So the slide we should have on the screen is 2A, not 2C. 2A. Okay, let's Pando, just a moment. We are trying to have that particular graphics on the screen. Okay, now we have 2A on the screen now. So you can go on again.
Yes, the result for 2A is APC 128, PDP 45, SDP 3, SDP 9, ADC, SDP, PPP, all one vote each, and APA 2 votes. That's making a total vote of 203.
Okay.
Valid votes were 190, and the void votes 13.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Then for
2B. Yeah, for 2B.
Yes.
Let's go to 2B now.
Yes. So for 2B, APC came out with about 100 votes.
Okay.
PDP 46 votes. SDP 1 vote. ATP 7 votes. SNP 2 votes. DPC, ATC, and AA all 1 vote each, making a total vote of 177 and valid vote of 159 and void vote 18 in polling unit 2B in Ward 1.
Oh, okay. All right, Pando. But then again, what is the security atmosphere in Iraq, Virginia? Is that still
okay? As a matter of truth, the security atmosphere was calm, was good. But let me use this opportunity to report an anomaly that happened. I was nearly lynched for doing my job, and what was that my job that I was doing? I noticed when they were doing the vote counting in polling unit 2A precisely, there were some void votes. And I tried to educate the electorate. Even some of the INEC hardcore staff didn't even know what void vote means. Where you have void votes that crossed a line into another party's vote. You know, so when they raise the flag and the APC will say, no, this percentage is higher, you see that the person wanted to vote for APC, but mistakenly touched the other line. The person wanted, I said, no, these are all void votes. You know, but because of the uneducated minds of some of our electorate, it resulted into a rancor, and I was almost lynched. You know, and I hope this will be projected. I'm sure you guys have the video already.
Yeah, we have
before
the video.
Some other media start saying something else. But that's the true picture and the true position of what happened. At the end of the day, the police had to come in and say, you know what, just let them do their thing. That's one of the anomalies that happened, and I'm sure we'll be having other reports from other places where void votes were actually allowed to be counted. And I'm going to personally bring this up when we get to the INEC office in Oshogo, where the total counting will be happening. Unfortunately, they didn't allow us, nobody attended to us in the local, office, the local government, the INEC office in the local government area. In Boripe, if not, I would have raised such anomaly. But let's see how it goes tomorrow.
All right, and of course, we know this is the reason why INEC has really advised that nobody announces any results until INEC do so after the collation. Because one thing we are very sure of is that by the time some of these results get to the final collation center, some of these things or errors or mistakes will be sorted. So we trust very much that INEC will do their job and do the right thing.
Hopefully.
But then again, that means as we speak now, everyone are probably in their houses, and is there really a presence of policemen on the road?
All the police officers have deserted. The road is as free as ever. It's busy now. People are going about their different businesses. Buses are out, you know, to commute one or two passengers from one place to the other, and it's calm, cool as ever it can be.
Okay, that means the people of Osun State have really set a new standard.
Oh, yes, yes. And as a matter of fact, they really made statements with today's election, whereby it's all areas, it's been free, it's been fair, and it's been very, very peaceful here in Osun State. I think INEC would pick just one or two, like the one I earlier reported, where void votes had to be compromised and counted as valid votes, you know. A situation whereby you have party agents allowing that because they are all from the same locality, you understand? And when I raised an eyebrow, it was as if I've been paid, you know, to cancel or to go against orders, which is not supposed to be. You understand?
Yeah.
So, like I said earlier, it's just the uneducated mind of some of our electorates, and we hope in the coming 2019, INEC will be able to educate the electorate, do more jingles, do more educational programs, so that people would know on how to vote. You know, instead of voting across, you vote sideways, so that your thumb will be able to fit into any political party that you're casting your vote for.
All right, you know? No problem, Pando. Thank you very much. We'll get back to you again if there is any need. Thank you very much.
All right, Chichi, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
But one interesting thing now to be a bit there. If we can have the slide just like APC reduced for there, although we know say the total number of votes are 177 from that particular area. That would mean from this na a particular unit, just one unit in Ward 1, and PDP get as much as 91 plus. I'm trying to do the mathematics now. Plus 45 plus 46 is 91 plus 43. That is 94, and that is 124 votes from that particular polling unit. Okay, interesting.
Well, like I talked before, most of the results don't come in now for the different wards where the so-called front runners then come from. Most of them, I never they see they shocked. If I don't see where we one person pass one person, maybe I go say, oh. But from this ward now, now something we can come close because PDP really try to. I think then do some.
And even considering say that now where the candidate votes.
Yes, you understand where the candidate vote. It shows say maybe for there to PDP also do a lot of groundwork there to get their people to come out to also cast their vote for that area there.
Oh, okay, now maybe we go to Adeleke polling unit now for Ede. The results we get from Ede Adeleke polling unit and look at this and try to compare to see how many votes APC really get for Adeleke polling unit. Remember, we talk about polling unit, not the ward, because we not get the result from the ward. Now INEC gets all of that, and now only INEC gets the right and the power to announce all of this. But remember again, see, eventually when all the results get to INEC final collation center, INEC for the collation center, now will do the final thing and come out with the verified results. This now just waiting with the show you since now waiting then declare for the polling units there. And as you hear from our correspondent Pando, when the issue of we even get that video again where there is this maybe we should take the video of that argument about valid votes and invalid votes. Maybe if we get that video about valid votes and invalid votes, so that people get to maybe we take first Adeleke ward now. Now if we look at Adeleke ward there, this now the polling units, we need to make that correction, not be the result from all the ward.
Yes.
Now just a polling unit with this. So we need just forget the type of way they see on the screen now. If you see Adeleke's word on the screen, now error, now polling unit be this. Just a one single polling unit where Adeleke votes. So if we look at the votes there, APC not really do bad for a polling unit. APC get 35 votes. That now in polling unit, where in vote as the candidate of PDP from Ede. So that means say now if we want judge with these two scenarios we will just see now, we will not go really talk say or people vote for somebody because he come from their hometown.
That hometown.
That means we get some party members or some people from that particular town or that particular unit will be member of a different political party. I'm sure so many balance. Abi, what do you think?
Yes, yes. It's like I talked before. Say for Osun State, say plenty. All of the candidates do their grand work, and whether you like it or not, even if with the results what they see now, it shows say even if say some of the parties they know from that ward or they know from that local government, maybe the works we then do from other part of Osun State also go around to also get get across to all their supporters them across the wards and across the local government them for inside Osun State. Back to waiting I still talk, all of them do their groundwork and then then come outside. It was more about informing the people. It was healthy. We not get a lot of different stories as against some crises that we will be get from Ekiti State, where even the sitting governor come outside, they try to draw sentiment from people, say them try their bitter arm, they even come out with different things for neck. So many dramas they come outside from Ekiti. We don't see all those dramas they play for inside the Osun State. So the people were more about getting information from their candidates, and also they also come outside to see how they can also further support their candidate. Even if we get say some people don't see turnout, but that one a general overview of what we don't experience so far from an election for inside Nigeria. So I want to believe say the people who really turn out, the people who don't get that mindset say no be Nigeria. I beg who enter make it enter, because over time we don't lose we don't lose interest and we don't lose hope in our electoral process for Nigeria. But with what they see now, it's looking good. He believes that people don't get confidence back for electoral process for inside Nigeria.
Oh, all right. Citizen Information Network. We just do an analysis of results there from polling units. Remember once again, this not just the results as they say announcer for the polling unit. We go to the candidate of the SDP in polling unit for Ife. But before we do that, once we get that video up, we'll bring that video up again for Iragbiji, where our correspondent Pando just talk about that argument. Okay, so if we get audio for this particular video, we will get now. Yeah. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, hello, good evening, sir. We are calling you from our Citizen Information Network studio in Lagos, sir.
Let me reposition myself because it's a little hard to hear you.
Oh, okay. I said we are calling you from the studio of Citizen Information Network in Lagos. We know you
good to hear from you.
Yes, sir. We know you are in Osogbo, you are in Osun State to observe the election process in the States today.
Yes, I am part of a U.S. observer team composed of about 50 individuals that are here to monitor the Osun election.
Okay, so what can you say about the process and the conduct so far?
Well, we had several teams out today. They traveled to a good part of Osun State. They monitored the election, or at least the voting, closely. We were pleased at the peacefulness of the election. We noticed that the crowds were generally pretty orderly, and that was very good. We believe that for the most part, INEC managed a good election. As with most elections, there are some problems, which we took note of, but in the main, it seemed to be well run.
Oh, okay. So would you say INEC has done very well in conduct of this election?
If you're asking me, did they do well? I would say, again, as always, there may be some difficulties or problems, but in the main, they did well, just as we did in all of the previous elections. We will make our observations known. We will make our recommendations to INEC. We hope they will take the recommendations seriously. We believe they will. And we hope that they will continue to improve, especially as we get closer to the 2019 election.
Oh, all right, sir. Before we let you go, sir, one important thing INEC really attempt to achieve in this particular election is to reduce and even eradicate the issue of vote buying by political parties and politicians. Is there, did you notice or observe any scenario where such happened?
Well, we agree with you that it's a very serious problem. It is something that INEC has worked on, but we believe they need to continue to work on that problem because it's very serious. It really diminishes the quality of any election when it's clear that political parties are engaged in vote buying. We believe that some of our teams noticed some instances of that today as well. We believe that it was certainly less prominent than it has been in previous elections, but we don't believe it has been eliminated. We believe that it should be eliminated, and that is something that INEC and the political parties should take very seriously and work toward doing, because only if vote buying is eliminated will the people of Nigeria really be able to make free and freer choices in terms of their leadership.
Oh, okay. And just finally, sir, what did you observe about the conduct of the Nigerian police, the security or men on ground for the election?
And again, we could not be everywhere, but in the places that we were present, we saw professional behavior on the part of the police. They can be proud of themselves for also making substantial improvements, and we believe they will continue to improve, continue to work hard at making sure that they are representing the best of Nigeria for both its citizens as well as international observers.
All right, sir. Definitely, we do understand that it's not your first time in Nigeria to observe elections.
I could not totally hear that one. Was that a question?
Yeah, no. I just want to establish that it's not your first time observing an election in Nigeria.
Oh, yes, it is. It actually is my first opportunity to observe an election in Nigeria, and I thought it was a very interesting and enlightening experience.
Okay. So for how long have you been in Nigeria, sir? I would like to know if you can speak a Nigerian pidgin.
If I can, again, it's a little hard to hear you.
Nigerian pidgin.
Nigerian pidgin?
Yes. This
well, you're asking a lot of me. I'm an American, and I haven't learned a lot of pidgin yet. So give me a little time before you ask me to speak pidgin on the radio.
All right. I just wanted to take it on a lighter note. Well, thank you very much for your time with us, sir. Thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you for your time. It's a pleasure speaking with you. The next time, I'll be much better prepared to speak in pidgin.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Have a good night.
You too. Yeah, good night. All right. That was Russell Brooks, the Public Affairs Officer, U.S. Embassy, delegate and observer at the Osun State election, and he just followed us talk now with the observe for the election there. And he don't really tell us everything when you observe, and he don't make it clear to us that they're not fit there everywhere. But interestingly, INEC don't score very high for the way that they conduct this election, the processes and everything. And of course, definitely as Brooks don't identify there will be some recommendations to really improve the conduct of election in Nigeria, because all we want to see is a free and fair process where people will not feel are done or cheated and all of the rest. But most importantly, it's all about stopping vote buying and vote buying in Nigerian election. But one would wonder if we can really achieve this, knowing fully well that poverty is really very high in the land. But do not forget that you can join us, you can contribute into this discussion by joining us on our social media platform, CIN Nigeria, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook. And of course, you are watching us live on our YouTube platform, and of course our website, www.cinnigeria.com, and of course on YouTube, CIN Nigeria on YouTube. Subscribe to our page on YouTube so you can get updated when we post new stuff online, because Citizen Information Network, all we want to do is to bridge the information gap between the government and they govern. So Nigerian masses get to understand more and play an active role in governance. We'll go for a quick break. We'll be right back. My name is Ayeno Owo.